Hey guys, welcome to part 3 of building a meme machine. We'll be learning how to use IO from the standard library. So let's get into this. All right, so when we left off, we created this meme struct that takes a name and the text for the meme. I was thinking about it, and I think we'll probably change this a little bit because I think um, you know, most memes actually have multiple lines of text. So we'll probably have to have like text one, text two, depending on which meme it is. So I think most of these are two text kind of memes. So maybe we just keep it at that, or maybe they're more three text. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe this structure might force us into some meme choices, but or maybe we could do a vector of text, and so um, you know these are choices that we can make later down the line. But today, let's just focus on the IO standard library. And in order to do this, we'll have to import IO. So um, in order to do that, we type the word use, and then we type in the library that we want to use. So in this case is std, and then we use this double colon, then IO, and don't forget your semicolon at the end. And now we can use IO. So let's think about where we want to read a line. I believe here. So when you pick the meme, right, we give them their options, and then we're going to want to read that input. So before we actually read the input, let's create a variable to hold that input, and we'll make it mutable, which that's another concept that we're adding here. I think we talked about this in our variables, but in Rust, by default, variables aren't mutable, which means you can't change them by default. So we'll call this pick, and we'll make it a string, even though it's an int, because when you're using the standard library to read text from a terminal, everything is encoded in UTF-8. So because of that, we have to use string to hold that. So now that we have our mutable string, we can use IO stdin, and we can readline and then we can put in a reference to this mutable string. But because Rust tries to be memory safe, we also have to put an expect here, just in case the value that's inputted into the read line is not readable, because otherwise you might be reading something that's malicious or that can harm your machine. And so you want to be careful that readline is not able to read anything that's inputted. And so now that we've taken that item, we should probably number these. So number equals 1. And we could add a number here. Number, and this is an I32. And then here we'll also have a number, which is 2. You know what? I think that might make things a little more complicated. So instead of coding the numbers into, we'll just remember what numbers we gave each one. So now we could do an if statement here, just to sort of build out our logic for this. And we'll probably change what this if statement does. But let's do if pick equals 1, then we can do, let's see, why is this an error? Oh, it's a string, right? Okay, so since we have to convert this pick into an integer, right? Because you can't compare a string with an integer, we can do what's called shadowing. And we can use the same variable name, pick, but we can set it equal to a unsigned 32-bit, right? That's what we're looking for. And so we can take this pick, and since it's a string, we have to trim it to ensure that we only have a number, and then we can parse it. And if it does not come out to be a U32, we have an expect, please type a number, and then end with a semicolon. So here in our pick, we can finally say, if you picked 1, we can print line you picked the Will Smith slapping Chris Rock meme. And then here we can do an else if pick equals 2, print line you picked the 2 buttons meme. And then else we can do print line please pick 1 or 2. Thanks. And we save that. Let's give it a try. Cargo run. Oops, wrong project. So we'll do, this is the meme machine. So we'll do cargo run. Okay. And it's saying, this app is called Meme Machine. Pick the meme you want to make. 1, Will Smith slapping Chris Rock. 2 buttons. I'll pick 2. You pick the 2 buttons meme. Awesome. Let's see what this error is. Text string. Field is never read text. Oh. Oh, this is a struct. Okay. Oh, that's because we're not using this text in anything yet, but we will soon. So we'll ignore that for now. Let's try it with a number that's not 1 or 2. Please pick 1 or 2. Thanks. Let's try it with 1. And we got what we wanted. And let's try it with something that's not a number. And it says, I panicked at please type a number. So we'll handle this error sometime later, but just for your reference, that's what happens. And next time we'll add the new strings to these structs, and we'll try to add these this text to an image file. Thanks. We'll see you soon.